Alrighty, got that done. Ah, this jack's me in the butt. Here we go. So I got that in there, and started putting the wiring harness together, but I'm gonna need a little help with that. My son made that contraption, and I don't think I have it routed right. So I'm gonna let him come out here and hook that stuff up. I don't know if he'll do that today or tomorrow. Just the shocks before I mess them all up. But it's in there. He can wire it, make all that good stuff happen. Got Chippy's bus over here, valve adjustment, oil change. Somebody was asking me the other day, I was talking to a tuber on the phone there, asked me about oil for a flat tappet cam. This isn't my favorite brand of oil. This is a Kendall. Some of you guys think I'm crazy when it comes to the oil temperature gauge tests and stuff, but this particular oil will run you about an extra 20 degrees on the oil temperature. Don't know why, but it does. And it's Kendall GT1 high performance liquid titanium. I figure that's the heat. I don't know, but if you read the fine description there, I'll zoom in. It says it's for flat tappet camshafts right on the back of this bottle. It says it's got anti-wear protection, extra zinc, and all the additives necessary for a flat tappet cam. I use this oil in a lot of motors that I build, and I've never lost a flat tappet cam yet in a Volkswagen motor. I have friends that have, that don't use this type of oil. They put additives in, and the additives don't seem to be as Jake as the oil, so I don't know why it's better when they put it in the factory and why it doesn't work when you add an additive, but it seems to be blended better with the oil, and this seems to be a good way to go. I used to use the Brad pen, but they took the goodie out of the Brad pen, so it's not safe for flat tappets anymore. You can use the Joe Gibbs, you can use this, you can use the Royal Purple, and there's probably a couple other brands. I don't like synthetic oils for air-cooled engines just because of the simple fact that the oil doesn't soak heat up, and the Volkswagen engine uses oil as a cooler, so it has no ability to grab the heat off the engine, and it has no ability to take the heat to the cooler. So if you put synthetic oil in your Volkswagen and you have a head temperature gauge and an oil temperature gauge, you'll notice your head temperature gauge goes through the roof and your oil temperature gauge drops quite a bit. Your oil temperature will definitely be cooler, which is a good thing if you had water to cool the motor. That's why it's a good idea in an American car, just not an air-cooled motor. So I was looking at this thing, I got the valves all adjusted. You got a bad distributor here. You always want to grab your rotor and make sure you don't have excessive bump in the distributor. This thing's lost shim, and it's gone probably in the motor, but that's one of the shims fell out of the bottom of the distributor. So we're going to need a distributor. Needs a tune-up. It's probably been a while. See, the rotor's pretty crusty. So it's probably tune-up time on this one. Cap doesn't look too great either. You see in there, it's time. So probably going to recommend a new distributor, set of plugs, and that'll take care of the tune-up. And it needs a new belt also. The belt's all glazed up and stretched out of shape. So I think the belt's pretty old too. But other than that, everything looked good. Valve adjustment was good. Oil looked not too bad. A little dirty, a little on the dirty side, and a little bit of metal in it. But I'm suspecting the metal is probably from this distributor, probably the shim, that it's gone out of there. So we'll monitor that, take a look at the oil condition next time, and probably have to get a distributor for this today. I was going to make a phone call and see what we want to do. Need a little wire tie here and there. Get some wires out of the way. For some reason this stuff's gotten sloppy. But other than that, everything looks good. So that's what's going on here. Got some new valve cover gaskets there. New strainer kit with the copper goodies in it. Strainer. Clean that. Clean the plate. And wash the valve covers. Normal. So that's what's going on here. Trying to get a little bit of stuff done. Feeling a little better. I don't know. I think I slept more hours than I ever imagined I could. I was sleeping 20 hours a day there for about a week, maybe more. I know I slept over 20 hours one day. But anyway, I'm trying to clean my tools up. That's next. I'm going to try to get all my tools fit up, and then we'll find something else to do. See something that we can work on. Find a project to try to get finished. I got to do some yard work. That's getting away from me again, so I might do some of that. And I might try to get on this, try to get this done, get Hans out of bed. He's playing sick today, so I'd like to get out here and get some of this done, get the radiator installed, hook the fans up, all that good stuff, and make this a driver again. So I don't know, hopefully it'll run much better this time. Put a set of low tension rings in it too. So coated bearing, low tension rings, $270 head gasket there. Ridiculous. Parts for these little SR20s aren't cheap. So that's where we're at. Should run a little much better this time. Hans recorded all his bearing clearances and stuff. Taught him how to measure that. He used the micrometers, and then he went to the store and double checked his measurements with a plastic gauge. So he's pretty confident. He had it right on the money. It's 1.5, 1.5 thousandths. Was 2.5 last time. It was a little on the loose side last time, so should have a little better oil control this time and a little better luck with the bearings living, being that they're steel backed and coated this time. So that's one of the things I'm going to do to these cylinder heads. I'm going to have the intake ports coated, and the combustion chambers, and the exhaust ports, and also all the valves. I'm going to send these off to Dart when I get them done. Mr. VW Gigolo was kind enough to say that he would walk these over to the machine shop in California, so I'm going to send these to VW Gigolo, and he's going to have them cut 150 thousandths deep, so that'll take most of that water damage out hopefully, and raise our compression up. We want to have about 14 to 1 compression on this motor, 14.5 to 1, and should be pretty cool. I'm going to get them opened up for 94s out there in California, and have them cut in California, and probably have some beryllium copper seats and some titanium valves installed too. So, and the other thing with these heads, these are billet aluminum, and the other plus is it's set up for the 6 bolts per hole. They have to be drilled. That's these provisions here. You can see where the head's solid. And we'll drill those extra bolt holes and tap the case here, and that'll give us pretty good holding power on the head. We're going to be going from 15 pounds of boost to 35-40 pounds of boost, so we need to hold the head down. We'll probably incorporate some of these copper gaskets. We already have some of those on the car, but it's just going to be a little more on the edge now, so a little more power. A lot more power. Anywho, let me go inside, upload a couple videos here, and try to get back on the rhythm of making the videos for you guys.